and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made.
Turn around, you are able, great and mighty. Trust the Lord, trust you God. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Again and again and again and again. It shall be permanent. It shall be permanent. What God has done for you, what God has done for me will be permanent. Nobody will undo it. Nobody will make it temporarily. Nobody will throw you out of your house. You will not go to your workplace and be told there's no more work. You will not go to the place you're used to go to and find there's no place for you to go to. And when you call and ask, where am I supposed to go? And you never get an answer, God will never do that. It shall be permanent. It shall be permanent. Whatever he has done for you, because he loves you, he loves me, and that is why we are here today, a beautiful July day, 26th of July. Ooh, the year is about to end, and God has been good and faithful. He has saved me. That is why to this particular moment, I am here and praising him and saying it shall be permanent with me, because he has loved me. He has kept me alive. And you, my viewer, I am hopeful and thinking he has done that for you. That is why you're able to tune in to my story, being brought to you by me, Grace Wambui Ngere, telling you, you stay tuned, continue calling your friend and enemy, okay, and tell them my story has started, and let's go and listen to what get educated, because here we educate each other. Here we give our stories of reverence, our stories of relation, a place where we get encouraged, a place where we get pulled. If you're in that deep hole, you get pulled up and get uplifted and get hope for tomorrow. Thank you so much, and stay tuned as we continue to listen to this. What a praise. What a praise. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Lord. We have to praise him every single day for the breath of life that he has given us unto us. It is not our will. It is not by our power, but only by his power that we hear. And thus we praise him. We lift him up. We say, Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. I could not resist that. I had not planned. But I am just thankful to my Lord and Savior. He has saved me. He has just saved me. Okay. I'm gonna welcome each and every one of you that has arrived. I will call you by name. Kamau Isaac, Jane Mungai, Wairimo Kimani, Rachel Olsen, John Kweyu, Koiwa Kimura, Maggie Caesar, Lucy Njuguna, Job Mwaura, Ann Karanja, Esther Rigay, Larry, Hillary, Jesus Addict, Sarah Wairara, Kathleen Kinga, Robert Allen, Simon Jenga, James M. James, somebody, Richard Mogusu, Jen Wangoi, Mwegai Martin, Shiro Gadongo Winston, and many, many, many more. I welcome you, and may God bless you so much for joining me today on My Story Youth Summer 19 English version. We've been doing or highlighting the youth, our youth today on My Story show, and Youth Summer 19. Today we are talking or continuing with youth and suicide like last week, and focus more on what should we do as parents or the members of the community, or even you, a fellow youth, to your other youth, your youth group. Rehab J here is saying Dekwa, meaning she's here. Welcome, Rehab, welcome. Continue, guys, inviting and sharing as you would like, and subscribe to YouTube channel if you have not done so, and I believe you have. Thank you so much, and I love you all. Thank you for your support. You are great. You've been great. Today we will talk about teen suicide, and as I said there, last week we did talk about teen and suicide, and we did learn a lot about this tragedy when these young people die because of overwhelming hopelessness and frustration, and they don't feel like they have anybody to go to talk to. This right here actually is a platform where you can come and give your story. You might not give it at that particular moment when you feel really down and heavy in the heart, but if you have ever been there and you came out of that, I'm telling you, this is a platform. Speaking about it is therapeutic. Even writing. Wednesday on the Kikuyu version, we did talk about writing as told to us by Kyondo Wawero with Nation. He's a contributor to the Nation Media Group in Kenya, and he talks about writing as therapy for you or me who are frustrated, who are stressed, who are full of depression. It is a way that can relieve those things. And so these young people are going through a lot of things. And sometimes as parents or members of the community, we don't know what to do or how to handle them. And so learning is information, and getting information is good. It is one way of prevention, knowing what happens. Last week we did talk about signs and symptoms. What do you look at? When do you start thinking this is not okay, and what we are supposed to do? And today we will continue with what we are supposed to do. And if we can maybe recap a little bit, we did talk about people who are at risk, people who have lost somebody, people who are going through changes, people who have psychosocial disorders, mental disorders, alcohol, drug abuse, or even sex abuse, addiction. Those bad addictions, they can lead people to suicide, or there are people who are at risk of suicides, including adults and teens as well. They feel hopeless, they feel worthless, they feel depressed. And you know, for the teens and youth, sometimes you might not see sadness, and as we see it in adults, it might be bullying. They start bullying. They are all the time not happy. Maybe even with their siblings, or even with you as a parent, they are always not happy. That is one way of a depressed kid. And so that is why it's good to learn about these things, and that is why My Story Show is here as just a try to help, even if it's just one person who can hear and learn and help one person out there or themselves. If tonight you feel like you're depressed and you're at that lower point, you don't feel like you want to face tomorrow, My Story gives you hope and healing and hope for tomorrow. And you will say, I'll wait for the next show and listen what's going to be on the next show. What story is going to be on the next show? What are we going to learn on the next show? So us as adults, or the people of the community, or even fellow youth, what are we supposed to do for these kids who commit, or they attempt to commit suicide, or they have given some signs of warnings to us? What are we supposed to do? For us parents or adults or fellow youth, it's very, very good and paramount to be able to see those symptoms. And I put a description of those websites there. Go look at them, familiarize with them, you as an adult, and let the kids feel comfortable to come and talk to you, okay? And if they tell you they're feeling they wanted to kill themselves, take it seriously. It is not crying wolf. It is not crying wolf. Usually it's just a cry for help, as we said last time. So one thing that we really, really have to do is to keep an open eye. Keep an open eye on your teen. Do not keep a close eye on a teen who is depressed or withdrawn. Understand depression in teens is important, since it can look very different, as I just said. And as I said, some of the things that you might see in a depressed kid is they might have problems with their friends. They might have their grades might decrease or go down. They don't want to do homework. They don't want to even go to school. They might not be able to sleep. They might be irritable. They might be cranky and just fighting. And they might not be just sad or crying or not getting out of bed the way we see those symptoms of depression. So as a parent, what you can do is to watch and listen. Look at this kid, look at this young adult, and ask questions. One of the best things that you can do is to ask questions. Express your concern as you watch and listen. And as you ask questions, tell them, I have seen this and this from you. You know, your grades are going down. You're always in trouble with your friends. You're always in trouble with your siblings. What is going on? What is going on? Don't be afraid to even ask, are you thinking of killing yourself? Okay? Don't be afraid of asking that. Sometimes we feel like if we do, you're giving them hints or ideas of what to do. On the contrary, when you do that, you give them an open, they see you're ready to speak to them or talk to them or talk with them of something that they're thinking. And even if they're not comfortable talking to you, give suggestions of people you trust that they can talk to. We're going to take a little break and we'll come and see what help we can get. So one thing is to watch and listen and then ask questions. Do not be afraid of asking questions. We'll take a little break and we'll continue from there. And let's listen to one of our own. His name is Ngere. He's singing a rendition of The Light of the World. Here I am to worship you, Lord. He is one of our very, very own.
Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see. Beauty that made this earth adore you. All other life spend with you. So here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to thee. So here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether loving, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. King of the days, oh so highly exalted, glorious in heaven above. Humbly you give, you deserve you created. All for that sake became so here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. So here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. I never know how much I never know. I never know how much it was to see my sins upon that cross. I never know how much it was to see my sins upon that cross. I never know how much it costs to see my sins upon that cross. So here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. So here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me.
Here I am to worship you. Here I am to bow down. That is none other than Mr. Wainaina, Ngere, one of us. Thank you so much for staying there. Today we are continuing with the talk about youth and suicide. And we just spoke about what us experience as a good friend, as a fellow youth, as a fellow teen, we should do if we have seen the signs and the symptoms of a depressed child or a depressed teenager. And we said, watch and listen, keep a close eye on a teen who is depressed, who is withdrawn, who is failing in school, who is not getting along with friends, who is not sleeping, who is not doing good. Maybe they are doing very well in school, they are not doing well in school anymore. Keep an open eye. Keep the lines of communication open also. Let them see that you can be able to talk to them and they can talk to you. Some of the things that we can ask, and I said before, is tell them you can see that they have changed and ask them if they feel like they want to commit suicide. And then when you do that, get help. If you see your kid is thinking about suicide, you must get help immediately. Call your doctor, a psychologist, or a psychiatrist, and go talk to them. Call the number on the screen or on the description, video description, the 1-800 number for the National Suicide, or the Lifeline for National Suicide Prevention. They're there 24/7 and it's confidential. You can talk to them and they can give you means and places where you can go to get help around your area. There's also a website there for international, the one that says IASP, Info Resources Crisis Center. That one is international. You can be able to see help from wherever you are in the world. And I thank you, Virginia Thuku, Pauline Dutra, Sarah Zumaina, Wanjiko Kia Mokawa, MC Josh, Kyondo Awero, Alice Shiko. Welcome all of you for coming in. Mr. Benson, thank you for coming. Oh, beautiful set there. Thank you so much, Kyondo Awero, our previous guest on Wednesday. You were great. You were great. Your subject was very, very informative. He's the one who talked about writing as therapy for suicide. So as we continue, today we're talking about suicide and youth and the things that we can do. So I say get help. Get help. I have those websites there. And if you're also in a crisis, that is specifically when you're supposed to go even to your emergency room near you, okay, to a hospital near you. Take them there. Call this number also. The other thing, sometimes if they might refuse to go, you have to discuss this with a mental professional, and also consider attending a session and working with the clinician to make sure your teen has access as needed. Okay, it is very paramount to see that you get help, because if they're talking about it, they will do it, and you don't want to regret. You don't want to regret. Remember that conflict between a parent and a child can fuel the fire for a teen who is feeling isolated. Yeah, it's a thin line. It's a thin line, because also you don't want to keep pushing. That's why I said maybe you can refer them to somebody who you really trust, and you feel like this child is more comfortable talking to that person. Okay, so the child might be feeling isolated. They might feel like they are being devalued or misunderstood, and that is why maybe they're even suicidal. You can get even this help from a family member, as I just said, and they can be able to solve these things and these problems. And always a mental health professional is the best bet for this. Some of the things, something that I want to touch on slightly. Some of these things, they go through depression or this sadness because they have lost somebody. And you would be surprised, they lose people, even the people they feel like they are their idols. For example, they might have a rapper who is very famous, and that is their idol. This person might, celebrities, they might, kill themselves, or they die of other causes. And your child might take this very seriously because this is the person they looked up to. Maybe they thought they can sing and be like them one day when they grow up. So help your child deal with these losses. It could be a family loss. It could be losses with their fellow students at school. So it is very important to keep on top of your child's progress. His friends at school. We have had kids who kill themselves and they are classmates to your child. This is the time to really help them, because they might feel like they're guilty. They might feel they are very mad at this person who did this. They might feel they want to do the same thing. So this is the highest time to go talk to them. And as the writer, I have posted this website. There too says, what should you do if someone your teen knows, perhaps a family member, friend, or a classmate has attempted or committed suicide? So the writer here says, first acknowledge your child's emotions. Don't ignore them or make him feel like he's not supposed to feel bad. No, he or she is not supposed to feel bad. Acknowledge that they are grieving this person. Also, assure them they should not be guilty. They should not feel like they are guilty, although they might feel they're guilty. Others, they feel they're angry, as I said. And so he says, others say they feel angry with the person who committed or attempted suicide, having done something so selfish. They feel like this person is selfish. And others feel they feel no strong emotions or don't know how to express how they feel. What you as a parent, as I said, reassure your child. There's no right or wrong way to feel. And it is okay to talk about it. And it is okay. More important, it is okay for them to feel how they are feeling. Okay? So that is very important. And good thing, schools, they have resources of counseling sessions if something like that happens in a school. So you have to encourage your loved one to attend such sessions. This is a way of preventing suicide with the teenagers. Also, when someone attempts suicide and survives, people might be afraid or even uncomfortable talking with her or about it. You know, like I might feel I don't want my child to associate with this person. That is not right. We have all of us to resist this urge, and it's a time that this person also needs other people. It's not time to isolate them. For God's sake, they just got saved. Maybe it's one of you who listened here and you went and talked to this person who attempted and they stopped it. So this is the time to embrace this person. All right. So that's all for today. And next time we're going to talk about if you have lost a child or a loved one through suicide victims. Okay. So let's see. That's all for today. Thank you all for joining and listening. And we can finish with this song. This song is sung by Donnie McClackins. It's a Caribbean medley. And so enjoy it. And thank you all for joining me today. I love you all. See you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.